Very happy to welcome Aulson Lawrence, Men's Community Connect Worker at Feel Good Factor, a local charity based here in the heart of Hare Hills and Chapeltown. A little bit about Feel Good Factor before we jump into the interview with Aulson. Feel Good Factor is a registered charity based in Chapeltown, Leeds, and has been in existence since 2003 when they gained 5 years funding from the New Opportunities Fund and North East Primary Care Trust. This funding enabled Feel Good Factor to provide and develop a range of health and wellbeing activities and initiatives for the residents of Chapeltown and Hare Hills. Since then, they have developed a citywide remit and deliver high-quality services and activities locally and across the city, which addresses health inequalities for some of the most diverse, vulnerable and disadvantaged communities in Leeds. With a proud track record and close relationships with a wide range of strategic and operational partners, we're welcoming Aulson Lawrence from Feel Good Factor into the Fever studio. Welcome back, Aulson.
Good evening, everybody. Yes, thank you very much for having me back.
Very, very happy to have you. Very, very happy to have such a good man as yourself back in the studio. And, there's great work that's going on at Feel Good Factor every day, Aulson. It's something that we at Fever have had the opportunity to experience in a number of visits that we've done over there. Now, and there's a lot of services going on at Feel Good Factor. There's a very wide range of different services that are available there each and every day, each and every week. Perhaps we can just start with the services that you're personally delivering at Feel Good Factor and how long you've been delivering them for.
Okay. Well, I've been at Feel Good Factor since 2016, I believe, and I'm working with the Connect Men's Club. I say Men's Club. I think we spoke about this last time.
Yeah, we did actually. I remember.
So I work on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and we will soon be having an upcoming another men's group on a Friday evening.
Okay.
It's one of those things where we like to build social connections with guys who are probably struggling with mental health and things like that. And we want to get them back into a headspace where they can feel comfortable in the community and where they're at. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Okay, great. So, I mean, you're by the sounds of it, you're running a number of men's groups out of Feel Good Factor. Why was there a need for a men's group when you first started?
Well, because obviously, if we kind of look at things statistically wise, in regards to diagnosis of mental health and obviously isolation and things like that, men struggle a lot. More than women, more so, because women will talk to other women and they will get the help that's needed, or they'll get the peer support that women often offer other women. But men tend to keep everything built up, and they are seen to have to be a strong. When they don't feel strong, they've got to sort of like overcome anxiety and all kinds of different things. So having a men's group which give them the opportunity and the way they can come out and speak to each other within the peer group, and it sort of like allows them that time for themselves, really, to be open and talk about how they feel.
I mean, is it about men being able to express their emotions and feelings? I mean, women, it's been said, are very good at talking about how they're feeling, their emotions, if they're not feeling very well, etc. Whereas men maybe go at it in a slightly more indirect manner. Was that how you feel?
I do believe that. I mean, there's a lot of pressure that men are under to be, as you could say, the breadwinner, the head of the household, and the person that keeps the family together, and not necessarily all the time that is the case. Families fall apart for all types of reason, and it's statistically known that if you have a young family with children, they tend to end up with the mother of the family.
And the legal system really
correct.
Encourages that generally.
That's right. And for the guys, some guys not seeing the kids is heartbreaking. So that's just one aspect. But then that kind of could lead into depression. That then could lead into a range of mood disorders, and turning into criminality and all kinds of things. So we want to try and keep and steer guys away from that, and come to the men's club, spend a couple hours to take away whatever it is that is holding you down, and give an open and honest enjoyment of like-minded people, I should say.
I mean, now we're talking about this in terms of a mental health thing, and quite possibly it's true that the fundings for Feel Good Factor's been received, given that kind of an angle. But I mean, it's not that you or do you talk about mental health directly to the gents in these sessions, or is it more that you're doing activities and then mental health discussions just come out of that informally?
Yeah, well, it's kind of open in that sense, because we talk about a lot to do with mental health. We talk a lot to be about health and well-being. We talk a lot about isolation. We talk a lot about being able to open up about, whether it be the cost of living and, the many struggles that men go through in life. We have people that come in and talk about looking after your health, especially in the Black and Asian community. We are susceptible to things like diabetes and high blood pressure and things like that. So we're constantly looking to give the right information to guys to maintain their health and eat healthily, look after yourself in that kind of way, but also the social side of it as well. We want guys to come and have fun, have a laugh and joke, and we, as you probably know, I might have spoken from it last time when we had a thing called a Chuckle Corner, where guys come with their best jokes, and we will judge it as we judge it. And that's it. We're trying to keep everything open and active for people to be able to come and enjoy themselves. So yeah.
Yeah, great. I mean, like I say, I've seen the activities myself. I've seen the number of people coming to the groups, and it is a very wide, diverse group of gents, isn't it? Perhaps you can break down kind of the backgrounds of the fellows, like where are they all coming from? I presume most of them are probably in the Chapeltown Harehills area.
Yeah, we've kind of got a circumference of guys which are local. However, it doesn't stop other guys from outside that particular area to come in, because as you probably know, some people or some guys are worried about particular stigmas in their own community. If they was to attend a club or a group that is seen to be out of the norm. Right. So we kind of welcome guys from all over, to tell the truth. And
you do have guys from all over the place like this?
We do, yeah. Guys, we've had guys come from different cities altogether. Wow. Recently, a guy's joined from Liverpool. Wow. He's moved over here to be with his girlfriend, and he was told about, because he didn't know anybody in the Leeds area, he was told about our men's club and decided to join it. And as he's joined, he's got now an extended family. Great. With the guys, and he's joined in our WhatsApp groups and all the rest, and he's a very active member of the men's club as it is now. And for guys that are isolated, it doesn't matter where you live or where your boundaries lie, I suppose. It's always the same with another guy or other people. They go through the same thing. So it's open for guys to attend from wherever they are.
I mean, it was worth isolation and loneliness can be two of the biggest factors that can negatively impact someone's mental health. I mean, at the same time, they're saying at the moment that the average number of friends that the average person in the UK has gone down to less than one. Yeah. And I've seen in other studies as well, they've talked about how just having at least one friend, if you've got 2 friends, 3 friends, it doesn't necessarily add too much more to your happiness. But not having one friend, sets you up for poor health outcomes, poor life expectancy,
Most definitely.
all the rest of it. And actually, another statistic I came across recently was that the number one cause of death in under 50-year-old men in the UK is actually suicide.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was amazed to think
Yeah.
that. It's not cancer, it's
Yeah.
not heart disease,
Yeah.
it's not one of these crazy other diseases, it's suicide.
And we was looking at sort of like the age of 35 upwards. And you would have thought, relatively, 35 is a young age to be contemplating something like that. And, the people that you're leaving behind is a very serious thing to be looking at, which is the reason why our men's club, it promotes that kind of community spirit to let people know that you're not alone. You have got somebody who will listen to what you have to say, as opposed to constantly, for us, men going to I don't know, doctor's surgery, and you're sat down speaking to somebody, the medical profession, and they're clock watching, ready for the next patient. So they hear you, but they're not actually listening to you, which is what a lot of guys want. They want people to listen. When you're in a community club like what we have, there's plenty of people there that will happily listen to you and change the narrative of you feeling that you're alone, or going down that dark road of thinking, maybe I would be better off, or the world will be better off without me in it, kind of thing. So yeah, it serves a lot of purpose in getting this these guys before they get to that time in their life.
Yeah, and like I say, I've seen the group myself, and it's a burgeoning group, and they're all, everybody looks very, very interested and active within the group. That's my own personal view.
Yeah.
So great. So and you're involved in. You've got these three groups. You've got the men's group on a Tuesday,
yeah, which is a more mixed group. So that's open to any colours, race, creed, however you want to look at it, because there are plenty of guys out there, nothing to do with the colour or anything like that, who are isolated and struggle. Yeah. So that is specifically a mixed group for them to come and speak. Yeah. Then obviously we have a Thursday group.
It's worth all saying in that group, because I've seen them. There's people who are from the Caribbean, origins, people from South Asian origins, Polish origins.
That's
I've
correct,
definitely seen.
Yeah.
And white English origins, non-BAME. Shall we say that?
Yes. Yeah. We can say that. Yeah.
So it's really a very broad spectrum there, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. And like I say, with the Thursday group,
that's the Black and Asian Men's Forum, isn't it?
That's correct. So that just gives a slight twist to it, because there's plenty of things, or plenty of times where Black and Asian men relate with each other and can help each other with particular things that maybe a non-Black could probably, see. So, and being able to speak about your culture openly and freely, without having to, how can I put it, tailor how you have that conversation, because there are like-minded people within the group. So, and you don't have to be too much PC in regards to that, So it does give a slight different slant on it. And as I say, we kind of have different dietary needs and things like that. So we look at all kinds of things that are Black and Asians that we can bring into a positive light and see where we can see if we can change the narrative a bit.
Great. So that's a Black and Asian Men's Forum, which happens on every Thursday. Why do you think? I'm sorry. I'm going to say, going back historically, when Black and South Asian people first came to the UK, there were many movements and many protest groups and the such like that united these new immigrants into the UK.
Yeah.
And we've seen over decades, kind of funding's come in, and it almost divides and rules to some degree. You get funding if you're Muslim, you get more funding if you're Black, you get funding if you're Sikh. I don't know that I've seen. across the charity sector in Leeds, many Black and Asian type of groups bringing Black and Asians together. Is there any others, or is this a relatively unique proposition?
I think that there are others, but it's not as sort of well advertised as probably the ones that we look at. You know, as a human race, I'd put it that way, as a human race, we all need that little extra touch of somebody that cares, or somebody that will excuse the pun, but hold your hand and walk you through life, you know. And yeah, the funding is something that, you know, for going back from when I was young, I know that we used to have meetings at the community centre, and we used to thrash out what the Black people needed in the community and what things needed to change, and over the years we still seem to be banging the same drum and wanting the same things, and so nothing much has changed. But with little pots of funding, we can kind of like look and change it slightly by looking at the reasons why it hasn't worked previously. What is it that stopped it, or why it fell at the first hurdle, you know? And basically try and put your hands in and speak to the people, like I say, and listen to what they've said. Generally, the funding that you would get only lasts you for a year.
Yeah.
So you're taking baby steps to sort something out, but it's not long term. So if you have something that you start up at the beginning of your funding and then come to the ending, that's it. It's done. You have to then start all over again. So I believe people have probably lost interest down the line and say, well, there's no point because you started it and we didn't finish it, or you know. So
yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah,
the entire funding, charity sector, third sector discussion is complicated. Okay, so that's a Black and Asian Men's Forum on a Thursday. I mean, just give us an example of the kind of things that you might talk about, discuss in the forum. So,
like I said before, we look at things like health and well-being. We look at the dietary, the type of foods that we eat. We look at the seasoning that we put in foods. We look at things like salts and try and change the amount of salt that guys put in the food in regards to the seasoning. See if there's any alternative things like that. As I say, we will also have the fun side of it, where we may watch a film and then discuss what's happened, you know, through the film. What did they get from it? Like I say, we've had jokes and laughs, and people have their option to speak about whatever it is that is bothering them at a particular time, and as a group we'll discuss and see if there's anybody who's been through the same things and what was their way out, you know. So we have activities like going out. We went bowling the other week, you know. We're looking to go on day trips, and we're waiting for the weather to get a little bit better before we go to the coast again. Right. But yeah, there's plenty of things that we're looking to do. We even wanted to do we do arts and crafts. We wanted to do a pottery class, which is one of the next things on the agenda. But yeah,
with the clay and everything.
That's correct. Yeah, the wheel and the clay. So there's loads of things that we have in mind, and but these are the things what the guys have requested.
Right.
You know, so it's not directly me saying, you know, we should do this, or it's open to the floor. What the guys want, then for me, I'm the person that tries to put it all together. To
accommodate it.
That's correct.
All right, and so the third group that you have then is CALMS, CALMS, on a Friday.
Yeah.
6 till 8:30. I believe you're about to begin that, aren't you?
Yeah, so we're looking to launch that around about the 1st of April, and a couple of weeks after that, then it will be down at the Feel Good Factor. And that's for guys who probably can't make it during the early part of the week. If they want to come and feel the weekend vibe, and it rolls into the weekend nicely. We have some usual dominoes or drafts, ludi, things like that. Music, arts and crafts. We want to try and keep it as joyful as possible, and so guys can come. The way I would probably try to explain it best I can is to say it's a youth club for the elderly. So it's rolling back the years and coming and listening to some music and things like that. But we want to concentrate more on the social side of people being able to come out and mix and
have a fun and a bit of a giggle.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. And I mean, who would you think would benefit the most, or has benefited the most from the men's groups? What kind of a person? What kind of a man?
Oh, right. Okay. So when you said that, I would have thought, the health service benefit, because there's not many people that are going into the doctor's surgeries as much as, but the type of person, the type of man that would benefit is somebody that has been through, I don't know, some form of trauma or some problematic things have happened within their lives, and they feel like they are the only person that understands what's happened, but they're not. They need to come and try and enjoy yourself for the couple of hours that we are there, so that you're not dwelling on things which can obviously put you on a downward spiral. So if you know that you're on your own and you're living with anxiety, or you've had a breakup with a relationship in your life, you feel like you're going through a lot of stress, if you've had an addiction that you're trying to get over, whether it be drugs or anything like that, alcohol has played a big thing in some guys' lives as well, if they're trying to get over something like that. So there's a wide range of things that could possibly hold you back. But coming to our men's group at Feel Good Factor and meeting people that can help to level the playing field, if you like, for you, or level your mind, is always a good thing, like I say. So, yeah.
There's a long list of the kind of people that should come.
Yeah.
What about people who shouldn't come? What kind of a person would you say don't come?
Don't come if you don't want to have fun, or you think that, there's no way that you can have fun, you can't change your life. Don't come if you believe that. But like I say, you need to come to dip your toe in the water and find out for yourself, how you feel about joining our men's group and seeing what life is like on the other side of problems.
Love. I mean, I feel like I should say, I know I'm interviewing you again, but I mean, I've been there, guys. I've seen the group in action. I know Aulson very well. I regard him as a friend after having met him at the group. I think I'm probably one of many who've done the same. So if you are in the area, or even if you're not in the area and you're looking for, you want to avoid, we really want you to avoid isolation and loneliness, because nothing really that good comes of that, especially if you're feeling that way. So if there's a way that you can get down to Feel Good Factor, and certainly if you're in the local area, it's a really eclectic group. There's so many different things going on, and there's so much different support available there for a wide variety of different troubles that you might be coming across, or if you just want to have some straightforward fun. It's also a great positive place to be. Aulson, how can people get in touch? How can they come down? How can they find out more?
Yeah, so you can get in contact with Feel Good Factor, which is on Lewis Street, 53 Lewis Street, or a telephone number of, shall I give the mobile?
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
It's 0759 44086. I think that's correct. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Give that a phone, or go on the Facebook site and look for Feel Good Factor. We are on Facebook. We're on X, old
Twitter, isn't it? What it used to
Twitter.
be. I can't get. I still can't come to
I
terms
know
with X.
it's hard because I constantly say Twitter. I can't get around X, but and things like that. There's always all different platforms to get in contact with us. Yeah,
And I think I've got here as well. You can the website's fgfleeds.org, if I'm correct.
That's correct. Yeah.
So one of the most fantastic organisations in our little corner of West Yorkshire, and one of the most fantastic individuals that I've had to interview in the studio as well, Aulson. Any final words, sir?
Yeah, the only final words I would like to let everybody know is thank you once again for allowing me to come and on Fever and chat on this platform. I want everybody to stay safe. If you have any worries or problems that are overwhelming you, remember there's always somebody to talk to. There's always somebody available to relieve that kind of anxiety or stress. So remember this, you're not alone.
You're not alone. Aulson Lawrence, Men's Community Connect worker from Feel Good Factor here in Leeds. Thank you so much for coming down and explaining what you do and what you get up to our listeners.
Thank you.